right, John. So last week I was the only one I think that picked Washington, and they upset San Diego 30-24. What happened to them last night?
Oh,
that's what I don't like about the NFL. They play so great and upset, and then they have a game last night against the lowly Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah,
what happened? Anyway, we don't have time to talk about it.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, folks, you're listening to Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. It's the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John, and our special NFL correspondent, Mr. Football, who's on with us every week. Are you ready to pick, Mr. Football?
I am ready more than ever.
Let me do the standings first.
Please do the standings.
Now, tied for first.
Hang on. This is alphabetical. Go ahead.
Tied for first is Mr. Football with 28 correct picks and 17 wrong.
Can you do that again?
No.
Tied with him is John Rogers with 28 correct.
You can do that one again if you want.
And 17 wrong. In third place, right behind him, actually second place, is Tim Haddock, who can't be with us today, but he has 27 correct and 18 wrong. And I'll leave it right there.
No, wait a minute, Doug.
I'm in last
Fair
place.
and balanced. Fair and balanced.
25 correct and 20 wrong. We're only 3 games behind you guys. I could change that in 1 week.
You're 5 games above 500.
Yeah.
That's
could be
coin.
worse.
That's coin flipping, right, Mr. Football?
It is.
Monkeys in a dartboard might do better, but
here we go. This is this week's game.
Since we're doing alphabetical, should Mr. Football and I alternate since we're tied, or does he go first, or do I go? I mean,
you know what? Let me just put out there real quick, and I'll go first, I guess. But the 2 games of the week since Washington played on Thursday night, I selected Detroit and Chicago.
All right.
Both teams vying for that NFC North. And then I chose Denver and San Diego.
Oh, okay. All right. Nice pick, Mr. Football.
All right. Here we go. Detroit at Chicago. What do you got, Mr. Football?
Chicago secondary and the Chicago defense has a few injuries, so I think Detroit's offense is just going to blow them out.
Ooh, it's in Chicago.
I heard that.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, John? I'm thinking Cutler coming back in Chicago. Outside Chicago.
I got to agree with John. I'm going with Chicago. Okay.
Good thing I'm not an expert.
Here's your other game of the week, Mr. Football. You picked this one. What do you? Denver at San Diego. Interesting game.
It is, and I'm going to go with Denver.
Really?
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, I'm tired of... I was on the San Diego bandwagon for the last couple years, and that left me with a cold and empty feeling. I'm taking Denver.
Okay, I've got to get back in this race, so for the sake of that, so I can hopefully upset you guys in one, I'm going with San Diego.
Wow.
Ooh.
All right, my team, Arizona. It's Houston at Arizona. Interesting, just like Denver, Houston won't have their head coach, who suffered a mini stroke last week.
Best wishes to him and his family. That's pretty terrifying.
Yeah. And so it's Houston, Arizona. Houston's lost 6 in a row, I think, Mr. Football. Does that sound right?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
All right. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with Arizona.
All right.
Oh, man. He's copying my picks, Doug.
Who do you got, John?
I was taking Arizona, but I was also going to take the under and over on the amount of sleep I get during that game.
Easy.
Yeah.
That's my team. I got to go with Cardinals also. Oh, I should back up. I didn't tell you guys who Tim picked. He picked ahead of time. He went with Detroit over Chicago. He went with Denver over San Diego, and he's going with the Cardinals also over Houston.
Oh, so Doug, in order to gain ground, are you going to take the Texans?
No, I can't do that with my team. All right, we got the Sunday night game is Dallas at New Orleans. Who do you got, Mr. Football?
I have New Orleans. They're tough at home.
You're reading my mind. That's exactly why I'm picking New Orleans.
Last time I picked them, they lost.
Yo.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be better this time.
Shoot. Oh. I know they're going to win, but how am I going to catch up to you guys if I don't try for some upsets? What do I do, John?
I flip a coin. Monkeys in a dartboard? I don't know. Doug,
I got to go New Orleans. There's no way Dallas is beating them in New Orleans.
I don't think so.
All right. Now, Mr. Football, I tried to veto this game, and John wouldn't let me, the Monday night game, because he said it's our tradition.
I'm a rule guy.
We set it up at the beginning. I wanted to bag this game and go with another game of the week on Sunday.
You know what?
He said no.
I think you stick with it.
All right.
See?
Well, we are.
But plus, I think there's a couple interesting storylines. I think the under and over on the number of times that they mentioned bullying, Ricky Incognito. You can make that a drinking game if you wanted to.
How about Doug Martin being placed on IR?
Yeah, thanks for that. Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate that one. That was salt in the wound. He's on my fantasy team. Was on my fantasy team.
But, Mr. Football, I just was thinking, one of the reasons that football has been boring to me this year is because the Monday night games have all been stinkers. Usually Monday night was your marquee game. It's always the hottest game. You follow me?
Yeah, the thing is, though, nobody can predict the NFL season.
Yeah,
Nobody can predict that Shiano and Freeman would have had the saga that they had, and Freeman not in Tampa Bay anymore. Right. So these games are provisional, and there's no way that you can measure what happens. So.
Right. Yeah. Okay, we're running out of time, so Miami at Tampa Bay, Monday Night Football. Who you got, Mr. Football?
Tampa Bay gets their first win.
Wow. Tim picked Tampa Bay also.
I picked Tampa Bay as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going Miami. Tampa Bay's terrible.
Yeah, but
anybody with a functioning brain would pick Miami.
Here's a stat for you. Mike Glennon has not thrown an interception.
Yeah, so it says he completed a pass, has he? No, that's a good point.
Mike James has.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Football, thanks so much, and we look forward to next week.
All right, I'll see you guys next week.
All right,
buddy,
Mr. Football,
thank you.
Take care.
All right, we've come to the end of our time, John. I think it's the best show we've ever had.
It flies by.
It does.
Like molasses.
So it's time for us to say goodbye and mosey on down the road.
There you go.
So I'm sure a lot will happen between now and next Friday, and I can rant about it, you can rant about it, and we'll talk football, sports, politics, community involvement. It's all you need to know to be in the know, and we'll see you next week.